This is a demonstration of exercise M423, allocating indirect cost and computing income for a service company. Western Inc. is a technology consulting firm focused on website development and integration of internet business applications. The president of the company expects to incur $640,000 of indirect costs this year, and she expects her firm to work 4,000 direct labor hours. Western Systems consultants provide direct labor at a rate of $280 per hour. Clients are billed at 160% of direct cost. Last month, Western's consultants spent 170 hours on Halbert's engagement. In the requirements, it asks us in Part 1 to compute Western's predetermined overhead allocation rate per direct labor hour. So to determine the overhead rate, we take our total estimated overhead cost and we divide those by the total estimated quantity of the overhead allocation base. So the problem told us that Western expected to incur $640,000 of indirect costs. So those would be the estimated overhead costs. And she expects her firm to work 4,000 direct labor hours. So the overhead or indirect costs will be applied based on the direct labor hours. So our rate is going to be, for our indirect costs, will be $160 per direct labor hour. So to compute the total cost assigned to the Halbert engagement, first we will determine the overhead. So we determine that our rate is $160 per direct labor hours. They spent 170 hours on the Halbert engagement. So the total allocated overhead cost for this engagement is $27,200. Next, we're going to calculate the direct labor cost. The direct labor rate was $280 per hour, and the number of direct labor hours worked on the Halbert engagement was 170. So the total direct labor cost was $47,600. So to determine the total cost for the engagement, we take the $47,600 of direct labor cost and we add to that our allocated overhead cost of $27,200, and that gives us total cost for the Halbert engagement of $74,800. In Part 3, it asks us to compute the operating income from the Halbert engagement. First, we'll need to determine what the service revenue was. So we take the total direct labor cost, which was $47,600, and then they're billed at 160% of that amount. So the revenue for the Halbert engagement would be $76,160, and next we're going to compute operating income. So we take that $76,160 of service revenue, and we're going to subtract from that the total cost that we calculated of $74,800, and that gives an operating income for this engagement of $1,360. And that is the conclusion of the demonstration for exercise M423.